grinding hard on this project. Look at this valley. But now, it'd be nice if there was a castle to look at on top of the valley. It's time to stop breaking blocks and start placing them. So let's get to work over here on the bridge. I'm thinking a slight slope on the bridge up here like this will look really cool. And down into the water, it is hopefully even. Yes. Looks like it is. Now, from here, we need some big supporting pillars, which I think some massive stone brick bases as supports, throwing some stairs on them. I want to build them completely out of tough blocks. Hopefully we have enough. For now, we'll go up to that height, and I need to build another one on this side. And maybe we're not done with the block breaking. I ran out. Back in the mines for me, I gathered up as much tough as I could muster, finding a few veins of diamonds along the way, which is actually going to be super helpful, as all of my tools at this point in time are pretty toasted. Back at it again with the 3-arch bridge. I'm adding in the initial archways over here, trying to create a consistent curve shape so that they all line up correctly and we can build off of them when expanding later on. Doing all that before coming back in to thicken up these curves and make it actually feel substantial up here. Y'all, I've been so busy with this bridge project over here that I didn't even notice. We are on day 107 now. We've officially survived over 100 days in the new hardcore world. From there, I ran back home to craft up a bunch more goodies that I could use in detailing for adding on the next layers, as I wanted to do something more fun and creating a highlight here to make the bridge more interesting by using some copper and deep slate. Of course, repeating this 3 more times on every single other one of the archway sides, before filling in all of the gaps with a little bit of stone over here so it breaks away from that weird cobblestone texture that we have everywhere else. It's a little bit lighter. Now this right here, my friends, is starting to have some substance to it. It is about time that we can work on the top finally. I love hanging lights from different things that we're creating, so we can do a little bit of a guy right over in here and have the hanging lantern with another set on the far side. Building the top, I wanted to continue the deep slate across the base of this new layer before filling in the rest of it with some cobblestone after we've created these new archways. Oh no! Falling down there actually gave me a chance to take a look back at the build, and I realized it was very flat on top for this final layer we were working on. So I added some small turrets or guard posts with 2 above each archway, totaling for 4 on each side of the bridge, and I think this was the final stage of polish that was needed for it. But now we need to probably actually be able to walk across this bridge, otherwise it's kind of pointless. So I did bring in a bunch of spruce slabs over here and decided that the arch that I had on it was a bit extreme, so I decided to flatten it out a bunch over here and just run slabs across the top of this entire thing, so it's very, very mob proof, which I really enjoy. And then I also added a bunch of lanterns on top. It's done. Oh my gosh, the bridge is done. It goes from cobblestone nothingness to cobblestone nothingness. Woo! This is looking absolutely insane down here, except I am completely out of resources again, so I have to go mining even more. Unless I miraculously left some cobblestone down here. I did! Oh my god! How did I forget about that? That's a whole chest! The first walk across the finished bridge over here, my friends, and it is looking sweet. Look at the view! What we're gonna get started with over here on the actual buildings themselves is this guy, where I think we can just get started on the little side one over here, where we can go up 3 blocks, put some stone brick walls on tippity top. I thought bringing in some colored glass would be quite fun for the windows, so I'd got a bunch of orange stained glass over here. Getting an end decoration bit over here for this roof, that should be pretty good for us for now. I'll just go ahead and fill this in for here, and then we can start the roof going up in the middle. It's simple for sure, but this should really work to make this side of the building a little bit more interesting. And then on the back, I do want to bring a chimney up, so we'll just stack some andesite right over here. The build's looking okay, but it's looking very gray right now, so I'm thinking we bring a little deep slate at the bottom. Right here, and then also right back in here. And adding in a few spruce trap doors to make these windows pop a touch more. There we go, that is looking much better. From here we can start planning out the main building, where I want to bring the front section sticking out just a touch more. Kind of like that same arch that we have on the second building we just made. The rest for now, I'm just filling in a giant box of cobblestone. Post cobblestone blockage over here, I started working on the front with a little bit of deep slate in there, and then decided to redo the top completely, bringing in some stripped oak wood, and then working up here on the roof. Now I want to slow this one down here and have a little bit more fun with y'all to show y'all the process of what I'm working through here. So starting off with a base trim of spruce wood with some planks and some fences on the corners and some stairs and slabs thrown in there as we might need it. then bringing in the deep slate stone bricks over here, or deep slate bricks, and piling these up. Every single corner is the exact same, because I wanted to break away from that mold that we already had, and things are starting to look really, really cool so far. We just have the center left to go. This would look a touch bit weird here if I didn't fill everything in on the inside, so spending another 15-20 minutes here getting this place sorted out, and I'm really liking the end result with these 4 pillars on the corner, or 4 turrets on the corner, I guess. We're throwing some windows here into the center, and then, of course, bringing up to one final point that turned out to be much, much taller than the initial plan for this thing, but in the end, I think it was worth it. Adding in the little orange windows right in there is such a cool pop of color, and I really loved working with walls inside of builds like these, just as another way of detailing instead of just being like, you know what, I'll just throw a stair here. I've just been throwing a wall in instead, and it's been very worthwhile. But coming up here to the top, we got the final point, and it's done. With a tiny bit more time spent on detailing this thing, it is now done. We've got some andesite in the walls instead of just the plain old boring cobblestone. The only thing left is the interior, but I'll be honest, I just really want to get this castle sorted out over here, and the interiors can come later. For the main castle, I wanted to first stack up cobblestone walls and get a better idea of what the shape is going to be. Afterwards, we'll continue carving away at it to add more and more details in each phase and each step that we take moving forwards. But we do have to start somewhere, so cobblestone it is, as it's the only thing I really have a lot of at this point in time. Stacking up all of the big buildings with that, and then using some tough block to build out the walls that'll be connecting all the buildings together, pretty much whatever gap we have in there. So we've got this little gate over here ready to go. We've got that gate ready to go. We still need to fill in, the actual door portion of it so they're not just archways. Next up, one of the simplest details you can add to any castle to make it look instantly fortified is polished andesite on the corners. The castle walls are still very flat, but all of the polished andesite is in on the corners, which is starting to look very cool. It may be feeling a little off right now, but as we start adding in more and more detail blocks throughout this entire thing, that polished andesite isn't going to be so in your face. But now we also have a roof on the main keep. Gotta do the little end bits on it still, but it's looking very, very cool. Look at me! I can see my house from here. At this point in time, I am running out of a lot of blocks to build with. Our extra cobblestone chest is completely dry, so I think it's time to take care of a few chores around the base and dive down into the mines and get back to grinding. First, starting with the sugarcane. And the wheat field, of course, planting it right back down. Of course, breeding up the cows one more time as I'm running out of steak. I've got so many extra seeds over here right now, so I figured we'd set up an auto bone meal system. Let's just go in this cave. Output into that guy, composter right here, hopper right there, and chest hidden right up here. And seeds go in. Nice. Since my axe is pretty broken, I want to get a backup enchanted one here real quick. We'll take it. Torches acquired, and we're good to go. Let's go break some blocks. But first, throwing all of the copper ore I had into these blast furnaces so we could prepare the experience bank before diving down and just strip mining like crazy. I want cobblestone and stones and things like that right now, so caving is not the best option. Oh, you can't have a flame bow. That's not fair. No. Just got out of the mines and it's deadly up here. Okay, well, that's another diamond pickaxe that is very dead. So we're only down to this guy. I think I'm just gonna make a 4th. There we go, another efficiency 4. Oh, I thought it was a perfect one. So close. Look at the items flowing in. I've never seen it from this side. That looks so cool. Items acquired. Now begins one of the most intense building sessions of this episode, as I want to get this castle project done. I spent hours gathering resources to prepare for this challenge, enchanting all of my gear to make it go as smoothly as possible and reduce the chance of death. And setting up the perfect starter base in mind has led to this moment, to create an entire castle on episode 3 of the new Hardcore series. With one final push of building, we can make this happen. Well over 40 hours into this project already, and it is time to bring this thing home. I've come this far already. There is no way I'm giving up now. Not when we are this close to creating something absolutely amazing inside of this hardcore Minecraft world. Freeze to death, you stupid pillagers! Ah, finally get what you deserve. There goes one. Oh, do I help them? No, they're having a great time, and they're gone. I changed my mind. I like powdered snow. only have 2 tops of the towers left to finish up, and I've got to go find a bunch more andesite to finish texturing this entire place. But I've been wanting to do this for a while. How does it look from my little viewing hill down in the valley? The answer is, it looks like a big old mountain castle. I think we've got the vibe I want. So we move forward as the death of those pillagers fueled me through completing this project. I now know about the invaders in my lands. This is my valley, and we cannot have that. This castle must be finished to protect the entire thing and all of our future people. Everything I've worked so hard to create, everything I plan to build in the future could be ruined. But building up these last 2 towers, I was in it. My brain was firing on all cubes at this point because I don't know what a cylinder is, but leaving the small tower open air with a signal fire to alert the rest of the valley, and finally creating a grand tower to view over this entire hardcore Minecraft world. The walls are complete, the towers are built, and the keep is assembled. But now it's time to finish this project off the right way. Sure, I could call it quits here and say it's close enough like most people, but no, I'm not stopping yet. I want to look back on this project and be impressed by what I did, knowing I went the extra mile. Right now, we have a glorified cobblestone box with some cool towers added on top of it. Time to take this build from okay to finished and looking fantastic. By adding in windows, wooden expansions onto the towers, texturing up the walls a little bit, and giving this the level of detail that it truly deserves. And of course, also finishing the pathway back to our starter house. This is what I'm talking about. A beautiful castle sitting atop of the new Minecraft 1.18 mountains. It doesn't get better than this. The last step is going to be moving the maps into the keep. Yeah, I gotta clear this up. Whoa, what the... Oh, I don't like this thing back here. We're just gonna block that off. Yep, nope, no thank you. Oh, hi buddy. Moss blocks. Stay right there. Not you. No. Leave the traitor. There's bandits on these roads. He's still alive. The villagers didn't get him. Thank you. This is looking much better in here now. Before I can move the maps in, I needed 25 more item frames so I could put them both up on the wall. So back at the poor cows again, bringing them up, and then you gotta know what happened at this point. There we have it. The map room is ready to go with both copies up on the wall. The original copy from the start of today's episode, now updated with the castle and the entire valley. It's time to start our Dwarven Empire underground in this massive cavern to keep all of our villagers safe. Starting from nothing, my goal is to create an entire economy based around villager trading. Please leave a like if you enjoy this series. It's free and helps me out more than you can know. With that, be sure to subscribe as well, as we're almost to 800,000 subscribers. Let's get rocking. I just got back from a small vacation, and man, I cannot stop looking at the castle from episode 3. I am so dang happy with how this thing turned out. But it is time to dive underground and start the Dwarven Kingdom. And for this, we're gonna need a lot of torches. And I mean a lot of torches. Now, the first step for today's video is a villager breeder. And for some reason, carrots are the magic ingredient. And since I'm here, might as well get the sugar cane too. But now, before we bring any people down into our village, it is time to mob-proof the entire cave. After aimlessly running around in the caves for a while, I realized I was completely lost. So this turned into an impromptu mining session for copper and iron, which is actually going to be very important as we're going to need a lot of rails and minecarts for today's project. After filling up my inventory, I finally dug myself back above ground to figure out where we went wrong. Oh, I was so going in the wrong direction. How'd I end up over here? Okay, new plan. I think I remember a cave entrance somewhere over here that led right to the massive cavern. Yes, there it is. Digging my way down the side, I got started fighting back the hordes of mobs, proclaiming that I would be the light in the dark with all these torches for the villagers before I trap them in tiny boxes and exploit them for major stonks. Wait, look, I found 2 more geodes over here. I got a bunch of copper, fought a bunch of creepers, and it was absolutely amazing. We got so much cool stuff over here. And after a full hour of placing torches in these caves, this cave is looking even larger after lighting the entire thing up. And I'm still missing a few spots all the way up there, but it is time to move forward with our Dwarven Kingdom, starting with the villager breeder. I've got most of the materials together that we're going to need for this build over here. That is, except some beds. We've got our 2 villagers up here waiting for us, but we'll be back for them later. Next, I do need some dirt for myself. Can't forget the diamond hoe. And finally, a very quick trip to the nether for some glowstone. Oh, please leave me alone, Mr. Guest. And with that, we're off to the races, building up the villager breeder by clearing out a massive area to place a carrot patch to allow for all of the magic to happen before installing some trapdoors and beds we can use to lure the babies to fall into the pit of doom, where they will wait until we bring them out to add them into a lovely peaceful village of happiness. Well, everything's set up in here besides getting some villagers inside, and that's gonna be a journey. Back over at the house now, and I think I'm gonna try and big brain this one. We'll see if this works out. I believe I've cleared out all of the workstations inside this village already. I just put barrel and composter and give them a nice little way out. They'll wanna go to them? Big brain! Accomplished with one. Come on, buddy. No. Up. There you go, and let's just get to the top of the mountain. Yes. This way, right over here. Come on, buddies. Let's put you in a boat and you in a boat. And I think I can take these guys almost the entire way by boat now. I can't believe this worked so well. We've just got to drop into the cave now. And dropping! We did it! Oh, it works! Oh, this is not good though. Wait, I think I can squeeze in. Nope, that's your head. Now time to go find villager number 2. There we go! Welcome home, buddies! It's done! The villager breeder is finished. Since it's gonna be a little while before these carrots all the way grow up, I decided to bring down a bunch of stacks of carrots to throw in here for the villagers. But in the meantime, I need an easier way to get in and out of this crazy pit, so hopefully this should do it. We are good. Next up, my friends, moving right into planting a field down by our brand new river because, well, I got it. It looks too beautiful not to add some fields down here. That settles it. We're putting the next few fields down here. Next up, we need to work on getting a zombie trap down in our new cave. I decided to send a message to my friends Gemini and Mythical Sausage asking for them to name my zombie. After being left on red, Mythical Sausage replied with Undead Sausage. I probably should have done this before I spawn-proofed everything, but maybe we'll get lucky and find a zombie. But the villager breeder is working. Check that out. We got 2 babies. Running through the caves and lighting up even more spots I had missed, I stumbled upon a third geode right underneath the big cave before getting bamboozled by a bunch of silverfish. After that, diving deeper and deeper into the caves to finally find our zombie. Woo! Oh my god, he terrified me! Oh, I got so scared there! Zombie! It was all worth it! Can I interest you in terrorizing villagers for the rest of your life? Yeah, come on over here with me. Okay, buddy, stay focused on me. Don't look at the villagers. Oh, no. Oh, yes, this way. And boops, he's in! Undead Sausage, welcome home, my friend. With the zombie secure, it's time to move on to the next step. Diving into the nether for blaze powder and nether wart. Along the way, I also want to gather as much gold as I can get my hands on. For that, let's see if we can get silk touch on a pickaxe up here. Unfortunately, no silk touch, and that we will take instead. In the nether now, I decided to run through the Crimson Forest in hopes of spotting nether gold ore and finding that fortress. Stumbling upon a soul sand valley, I quickly spotted the fortress, got inside, and instantly started fighting off all the blazes and wither skeletons I could find. Where I also got my first bits of nether wart and a few blaze rods to get rocking. This first fortress unfortunately did not have a blaze spawner, and after running around and fighting mobs for about 30 minutes, I only had 6 blaze rods. Less than half the rods I hoped for. But thankfully, we've heard about second fortress, connected right next to the first one. This was a good apple and had a blaze spawner. Yeah! First try. Woo! Making some improvements to the spawner for later on, I killed a bunch more blazes, got my 10 blaze rods, grabbed some bone blocks on the way out, and ran back home while fighting off hoglins and piglins, and of course murdering baby piglins because they deserve it. I mean, look at their stupid little faces. This is amazing. We've got almost 3 stacks of gold, 3 golden apples ready to go. We've got all the nether art we can need. The only remaining item is the brown mushroom, which funny enough is easiest to get in the nether. So I gotta go back. we go. Let's get these and go home. Quick and easy, in and out. Next up, we need to get some potions rocking so we can start converting these zombie villagers. Oh my, oh my, oh my. They are trading carrots down here even. Look at them. Holy cow, that's 3 stacks of carrots. But first, placing down the soul sand and nether warts on top of it to get a small field growing as I want to turn this into a mushroom cavern. I also found some darker spots to place down some red mushrooms and brown mushrooms for them to multiply as we're going. Back to villagers now. I cleared out a bunch of rooms to allow for locking in trades, converting to zombies, converting back to villagers, and storing 8 villagers at a time. Next up, we need to better secure Undead Sausage down here so he can attack the villagers. Ow, 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 ow. For this, he needs to sit right here. And I think if we use a trapdoor, we can actually get him in there really easily. And down. Oh, it worked. I did not expect that to be so easy. Oh, I'm getting to be a professional at this game. With that, it's time to brew up some potions and test this thing out, starting off with 12 splash potions of weakness. At this point, it's time to take our first inhabitant of the Dwarven Empire on their journey to becoming a citizen of this amazing city. We first assign them a job. In this case, Timmy will be assigned the role of farmer. Timmy is so excited to become a farmer as he moves on to the next step where he meets Undead Sausage. They exchange a quick hello before Timmy is sent forward to think about his future as a farmer. After 2 fellow new members join up, Timmy and his new friends are given a quick shower and a snack before they all dance with excitement about their new opportunity. Good on you, Timmy, for doing your part. Hi, buddies. How we doing, Timmy? Oh, look at those trades. Oh, so much better. We got a pumpkin trade, and we've got another pumpkin trade. We got the emeralds. I knew you were the chosen one, Timmy. Good job. With the infrastructure sorted, it is time to find a home for these new villagers. Today, I want to create 4 levels of stacking dwarven-inspired houses, with each level locking in a specific villager profession. Farmers at the bottom, librarians and cartographers on the 2nd floor, stone cutters on the 3rd floor, and finally toolsmiths on the top. I've got the idea now, and it's time to get all of the resources together that we're going to be needing for this first level of the project. Thankfully, I was able to craft a good amount of the stuff from the star storage room. I also enchanted up a shovel before running over to chop down all of the dark oak trees I had, acacia trees that I had, as well as all of the jungle trees, just so that I could restock the storage room a little bit moving forward as I was really starting to run out. From there, I ran down into the nether to go over to the Soul Sand Valley to chop down as much of the basalt as I could get my hands on. And now finally diving into the caves to gather up a good amount of andesite before moving into the depths to gather a bunch of cobbled deep slate to turn into all the lovely deep slate blocks. I basically had an impromptu diamond mining session, finding over 26 diamonds in the first 2 minutes of the project alone. Getting right into the build, I want to create some cool towers inside of this cavern. As if the cave is so large that the dwarves need towers to keep an eye on things on the far side. So building out of some andesite into diorite and then after calcite to make this white cool tower popping out of it, I want to bring some glowstone into the center, where then we can bring a cool spruce and copper roof onto the tippity top. But this build is almost done. I want to add a bit more to it. So creating a forge or a boiler of sorts onto the side to add some technical aspects into this, because I really want to go almost a steampunky dwarven technical vibe inside of this place. So there's going to be random chains and gears and belts and stuff all over the place in here. I think it's really going to add to the final atmosphere. But now it's time to move on to the secondary build. We're going to be using stripped dark oak logs, some stone bricks to reinforce it, and then some basalt and tuff as some cool accent colors, with a lot of spruce trapdoors and spruce stairs to kind of round out some archways inside of here. This one is based off of a dwarven mountain gate on a much smaller scale, with the 2nd floor being much of the same as the first one, just slightly skinnier to make it seem like it's much taller. Adding in a quick slopey roof across the top, I'm really happy with how this one turned out, and then building a bridge across that mini waterfall because I really want to keep that as part of the build. From there, I got a bunch of glow lichen gathered up using some bone meal and some shears so we could bring that back into the build, and I was adding it all over the place. I unfortunately ran out of spruce wood, so I ran back above ground and chopped a bunch of the stuff down. Then starting on the next build, I want to make a lot of these structures out of stones found underground, as well, we are kind of in a cave, so I feel like it makes sense here. Focusing on deep slate, stone brick, and tuff for this next build here, I created a few buildings added in together to look like a bit of a workshop, which I really like how it turned out. With multiple roofs coming together to seem like a few different buildings stacking up the side of the cave, I thought it was a great way to add in as much variety as possible. I'm trying really hard here to avoid using cobblestone and regular stone inside of the buildings, as I really want to contrast this. But I created a 3rd one over here that I want to be another tower, this time made out of granites and bricks. This is meant to be a watchtower to view out on all sides, then using some stone brick as a trim and then strip spruce logs as the top floor, then before jumping in to add in some dark oak and another copper roof as we're moving. With that, the first level of the Dwarven Kingdom is now ready for villagers to move in. Last up we have here is restarting the waterfall, and I think that glow lichen I placed down is gonna break and just go straight off the side. Oh no, apparently glow lichen stops water. Huh, there we go. The first layer is now complete. And after realizing the scale of this one, I'm gonna change things up a little bit here. We're gonna do farmers behind this building and stonecutters over behind this building.